of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
Passenger, you are running 21,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future. Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
This station must have really been something before the war made its home here. If things escalate, might never be something again. That piece looks different from the others. If it's an original, we ought to take it with us. You know, for safekeeping.
This is your 2064 reminder to keep all personal items with you at all times.
They made the statue big enough.
The van can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram. Your patience is commendable, passenger.
nervous about that explosion we saw when we landed, Commander. If this were deliberate, this whole place is liable to turn into a powder keg. What? Why? I told you I'd watch your back long as you needed me. And unless I miss something, you're gonna need all the help you can get from here on out. Right, exactly. And you know I'm a good shot. If I get underfoot, just say so and I'll make myself scarce.
Your patience is commendable. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives.
Folk were hunkered down here. Wonder how long they held out before. Well, best not to think about it.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't
Incessant tampering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
We got an appointment to keep at Matriarch's mercy.
Rattletrap.
Let's just hope we don't get shelled too.
Tell me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance. Please see a curativist before boarding.
Please, somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately. My family and I, we was making our way to the Mercy Camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. I don't... Vary, by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like, can see bone. Or maybe white means infected? She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. She in agony. And my son ain't waked since the attack. Hurry, please. We must hurry or they'll be eaten. Or worse. Thank you. Thank you.
It's obvious.
This way. This way.
Don't you dare!
Ready to waste it. On your command. Your last could hit the broad side of a freighter. I'm the one you need to worry about. On the ground and sorry. Ain't ready yet. Think they'll notice if we jump the queue?
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger. Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts. I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and in all probability, you won't have to find out. Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here. Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. That's enough questions. Keep the line moving. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
I remember this place before the war.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the order defecting, there's no putting this brat back into the camp.
Worcester is looking pretty good right about now.
If we factor for random... And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Oh, doesn't everyone have that memorized? It's 1.77245385. I see you were making a jest and/or attempt at conversation. Anything else? Given our present circumstances, most of my data revolves around existential threats vis-a-vis the displaced. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. By quite a healthy statistical margin, yes. We nurture the body while we minister to the mind. We organize, we adapt. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get.
How long are we going to stay here?
What's the order? I'm not in the prediction business.
Broke my nose. I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now. Okay, no need to get sore or nothing. I don't think it works like that, but I ain't gotta be right. I don't get paid to, speculate. You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borstloaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
Is there a fight, Clan?
Word to Wise, don't accept anything here that's given for
strike
free.
me as the upstanding
You'll pay,
sort.
one way or another.
You lost.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Hmm? Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention. Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and it all made sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy. Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yet.
Look, your nose was just a stand-in for Bloodwood's nose.
Don't feel like no stand-in.
Friends, neighbors, while you shelter in Matriarch's Mercy, heed the teachings. Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself, Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the rep. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Perhaps some other time we can debate the theoretical complexities involved. Welcome. Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. Well, if the Archivist said so, I suppose I can factor out a moment. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources. With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. Appreciate.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse. So, new arrivals. Of an independent operative nature, one presumes. Did the abbot assign you to help? So you are an independent operative. My estimations were largely infrastructure requests from the displaced exceed present resource capacity. The mounting accumulation of prevailing desideratum is regrettably beyond us, or beyond me, more to the point. I am simply one person, impossibly stretched thin, and unable to attend to the needs of the displaced. one priority concern stands out. Well, something of a dispute, really. One where my latest near-future prognostics report may provide some guidance. Tell me, what do you know of the exclusion zone? Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Surely. But the abbot asked me to be personally responsible for their continued well-being. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. We can't have the voice of the displaced sowing disorder. Will you help us? Will you be our outside mediator, as was foretold? The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. Feel free to speak with the voice of the displaced herself if you aren't already acquainted. Any questions before you get started? I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. Not Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here. According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
The architect, you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. My business is the health and welfare of this camp. As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but two imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Might have time to patch up one or two patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. How can I be of service? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my...
right. The universe does not orient itself. Itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can.
You must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
If I may interject, High Scholar, don't you agree our time would be better utilized on more relevant discourse?
Seer Wiley's right, as always. Obviously, we've all more important things to do than to stand around trifling with truth tables. Perhaps later then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach? DeVries. Now, why does that name ring familiar? Landon, do you recall a DeVries?
I don't generally concern myself with passers through. If this DeVries was not a member of the Order, then it's unlikely we ever exchanged mats. Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with Enrays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Earth Directorate agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
Oh, hello. Cogitate here often?
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the mart?
Yeah. We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those. Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Raiders? Order defecting? There's no putting this spread. Back into the can.
Cloister is looking pretty good right about now.
Wasteland devoid of life? No, Arcadia is doomed.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the order defecting, there's no putting this sprat back.
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face. Oh, it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist. What? And you think that's me? Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional. What a cheerful thought. Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better... Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve. The term is industry standard, and a taxidermist without standards is never a pretty sight. I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself. Fresh being the operative word.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then. Now that you mention it, you do seem to... Here, buy your own medicine. This one's mine. Besides, I'm guessing you need something stronger for whatever it is you've got. You have my gratitude, stranger. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do...
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Talk about close quarters.
Just be grateful for what you have.
Ow. My noggin sure is sore.
You got business? No? Move on. Reckon you at least know how to oil the gears of Ingress. Likely you ain't some protectorate or... Salutations, friend. Not many find their way into my presence, but those that do possess only the finest of tastes. I do hope you'll pardon the rigmarole it took to meet me. The Order has such an antiquated philosophy on the smuggling of contraband. We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war, and maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Auntie's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry. It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers, at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's Mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling! Agreed. You'd do well in Sub Rosa with that philosophy. Supposing you didn't get killed anyhow. Feast!
Silencer.
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure.
Might not enjoy sword.
What happened to this place? Matriarch's Mercy is no safer
We're
than
not
the
going
trenches.
anywhere.
Look on the bright side.
Not on the basis
Are
of
you
some
going to be a
half-baked
problem?
prediction. This so
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. Some are former Auntie's Choice like me. Some were abandoned by the Protectorate. All of us have been displaced by conflict somehow, directly or otherwise. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me. Oh, so that's how it is. You're the mediator that was foretold. Am I right? The Order wants us to believe that a catastrophe is coming to the exclusion zone at any second. Why? Because math told them so. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. Am I supposed to fall on my knees and thank the Order because something bad may or may not happen? Sorry. Not convinced. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. What does the Administrant want? To shut me up? To discredit me? Oh, I knew it. We'll just have to build a watertight case again. Best thing you can do is introduce yourself around camp. See why we need the exclusion zones open. All right. You keep at it. When the time comes, I'll be ready to pit my reason against the Order's.
Where do we go now? Another refuge?
The Protectorate had only been told a watered-down revision of Order philosophy.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be. Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former Antes like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenberg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down. Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes. They're doing something, which is better than nothing.
Welcome to the Order of the Ascendant. Relax.
Keep your behavior acceptable.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the order defecting, there's no putting this spread back.
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger. Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a cot. Oh.
Stranger. Vexing. We're at the mercy of the Order, and the Order, not to insult our gracious hosts, but these people don't wipe...
Basar is the first among equals of the royal.
Yes. Farewell.
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiry. Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from Sub Rosa? Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests. Good. Check. As with probability, there is an art to mediation, and it requires a well-rounded perspective. Besides, to put it gently, disorganized, but with effort, patience, and collaboration. I am confident.
Welcome back. Any luck enlisting?
I've got your numeral. Keep moving.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The constant change to presiding bishop
Fashion ever clean?
Go on. You take care. Go on. You take care now. You hear?
By calculating the meaning of life is numeric. The Protectorate have only been told a watered-down revision of Order philosophy.
Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our situation...
Pretty sure I've talked to everybody.
Up to no good? Good.
Go on, get out of here. Scram. Don't do anything foolish.
Stop. What fine contraband might I supply you with this day? Savior, it might be that I've got an agent over by the Guardian Estates that I haven't heard. If you perhaps find yourself over that way, and perhaps make sure that the aforementioned agent hasn't been torn limb from limb. Sub Rosa.
Cause trouble, and I will school you chapter and verse.
Thus, if algorithmic dissonance.
Any luck with the Sprat hunt?
Arcadia shall ever return to how it was.
Wish. Invaders. Defecting.
Let's go for the murder and mayhem for now.
Straight in light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste.
So it was one of our bases that got hit. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
The presiding bishop sent you. Then I'd advise making for it post-haste. You'll find safety there. I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists... Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack. Yep, mad to the last one. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose. They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance. The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so.
All your endeavors elicit expected results.
Right, guys.
Looks like a fight.
That's healing. All charged up.
Get the signal. Eyes up. Distraction for you. Val says you turned her down for a massage.
Turns out Val's massage protocol doesn't have a setting between a light touch and a 50-kilometer-per-hour punch. Not exactly therapeutic. Felt a little bad telling that to her face, though.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of one of those massages, too. Honestly, Val, you made the right choice.
trouble. Armed and ready.
Insides are leaking.
That was fun. What, Chad? Why can't I pick this up? Oh, am I bugged. I can't pick anything up. What the?
I'll find him.
I didn't like that.
Look alive, Commander.
Don't suppose you've changed your mind, stranger? Stay back! Oh, wait. You aren't one of those damn scrappers. Apologies, stranger. These eyes don't see as well as they used to. Perhaps it was fate you met me here. A capable sort like you is akin to an oasis in a hellish wasteland. So might you be willing to help an old injured man with a simple task? Are you now? How wonderful. I thought I heard rumblings about a new asset.
You don't look like much, but I'd be glad to be proven wrong. Look here, I need your help. I injured myself attempting to obtain files at the estate, on the cliffs above. They were meticulously kept by a vigilant living there before the war. My employers need them at once. One file is in the tram station, in a locker. I've overheard some ominous clanging coming from there of late, so you ought to be on your guard. The other's in the Vigilance private suite in the mansion, though you'll need to contend with those miserable scrappers first to get it. Yes, well, we are partners in this job, and you'd do well to remember that. Go on now. Silly old fool, coming here without aid. You might leave you alive.
Take care not to slip. A fall from that height wouldn't be pretty.
Looks like Commander, you're waiting. Anyone else?
Take care of him, Commander.
You could sell everything here and still not have enough to buy a can of Wurst. Almost feel bad for him.
I really can't climb. I can't get under this. It is too fat. I can't walk around the rock. That's too much. Killed by the... Oh yeah, because he's the fucking boss. I can't sneak attack him. Yep. Just two shots me. That's literally impossible. I got 2 shots on him, so I should have like fucking not done anything. Just like I can't sneak and kill him.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
One thing about Arcadians is they know how to build. Back on Tau Ceti, all we had was a minecart to push each other around in.
Sad entrance.
Sure, it's pretty now, but have we considered what it might look like on fire?
This window. Don't like it. These strangers. Should rip them out, shatter them, transfer them with ourselves.
Yes! Grabbing a order glass scrawler next outing. They'll display us in a staining before we cut them out.
Our insides are leaking.
Not getting up without help, Commander.
Wow, what the fuck? That dude is so fast.
Sorry, ain't ready yet.
They owed me funds!
What is that damage? Oh, it'd be like half a bullet.
Changing magazines! Hey, don't hog all the adrenal time!
Not exactly up for that right now.
You have my back.
No wonder he was one shot me. Shotgun with the hammer.
There is a strange sort of humor in the onset of the first war in Arcadia's history, within a few days of my being assigned here. As far from protectorate society as possible, Golden Ridge suffers under an invading force, and moreover, it appears that our Order colleagues have betrayed us. At first, I lamented my isolation, but I've realized how clear I needed to be of service. The scores of abandoned subjects need a leader. I have enlisted the staff at these estates to help accept the first influx of still loyal Protectorate refugees. More shall come. I shall lead them out of the shadows and into the light. For the good of the Protectorate. This is my calling.
Oh, I need to give a book.
land in one piece. Did you, perchance, acquire those, precious items we spoke about? Keep your voice down. Don't... Ah, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. My handlers will be mighty pleased with these, indeed. Old Spider is mighty good at keeping secrets. All I can divulge is that valuable data, like this here, always paves the way to lucrative business ventures. I certainly cannot, or my handler will be having strong, potentially career-ending words with me. Anyhow, here's your payment for a job well done. And since you're apparently known to others in Sub Rosa, I suppose I can add, been watching the Scrappers for a while. They stick to raids, nothing big or risky. All the same, they caught the attention of a Sentinel. Imagine they were being brought to heel. Sentinels work in secret, but someone somewhere gave the Scrappers word that he was coming and bringing trouble with him. They killed him upon his arrival, of course. Oh, they certainly are. Now, anyhow. But I'd reckon someone within the Protectorate has a vested interest in keeping them active around these parts. I'm curious why. Now to patch myself up and return home. Come on, Spider. Gather your energy.
Now, so we can kill the other Dunsany.
On your command. But I'm not ready. You lot couldn't hit the broadside of a freighter.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians. Could be that he's sincere. Or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my... Besides, Ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are. Sure won't, but it could be the difference between an all-out conflict and a strategic reparation. I know which one I prefer. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for. That's a rotten thing to say. We should move on, unless you got something for me?
Greetings. This unit is unable to fulfill its programming. Are you able to assist this unit in its assigned duties? This unit is unable to execute its programming due to tampering. Navigational and other systems have been compromised. This unit is now being used as a target, which is not among its designated functions. This unit must return to Matriarch's Mercy to dispense medical care in order to fulfill its programming. Searching for last known location of charging pad. Success. 1. Entry found. Processing optimal path toward Matriarch's Mercy. Return sequence will be initiated once path is determined. Clarification of purpose confirmed. This unit will arrive at its destination with 0.02% higher efficiency. Thank you, qualified engineer.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees. The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food. You sure? He seems more concerned with the Order's reputation than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war. But But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this? The thought has crossed my mind, though I reckon we might have seen concrete proof of that by now. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
Wonder what we'll find in here, apart from cultists. Most likely.
You've never bested me without subterfuge! Unhand me, and I'll show you how a true acolyte fights!
Locked to stock.
goddamn target! Yeah.
I'll skin your faces off one by one if you don't let me out of here!
Wow, what a hard bargain. Think I prefer my odds with a locked door between us.
There best be a stiff bottle waits for me if I ever manage to make it out of this barrel.
Sounds like he's fighting for his life in there.
You cannot threaten one who will.
Oh no, it's no. Well, there was uranium on my hands when I came in here, and now it's. Why didn't I wash them first? Thanks for the preposterously late advice. How about you leave me to endure my popey penury in peace? Why won't it stop burning?
I'm not laughing, I swear. I just got a tickle in my throat.
Let me out! Hey, you! Let me out of here!
Architect's balls! That was some fine killing! Would have preferred you'd left one or two of those traitorous miscreants for me to sharpen my blade on, but no matter. Serves me right trying to help those sorely lacking in the gray matter. But they rightly paid for their transgression. Betraying someone sent by the exalted leader of the glorious dawn herself warrants a painful death. Name's Aza. You are? We are simply a group of enlightened individuals seeking to spread the truth of the rifts, despite our persecution by those who seek to keep the masses aimless and distraught. The rifts only seem being destructive because we are looking at them from the point of view of imperfect, mortal bodies. To be deconstructed by a rift is to be reborn in perfection. No, it does not. Perhaps I will tell you what does, should I ever count you among my few compatriots. There is one other thing. I have similar business at the N-Ray range. These fools were only part of the contingent that betrayed me. I aim to see them pay the same price, though maybe with more disemboweling. Your violent tendencies could be of great help to me there, as I'm sure mine could be of service to you. If you deign to take me on, of course. I'm not going to wax poetical with you about my life while there's traitors in serious need of killing. All you need know is that I'm good with a knife. What do you say? Nothing that we'll live to regret. But it seems like you've already a full contingent with you.
Sure, Commander. But I'd watch myself around this one.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go kill us some traitors.
Well, that's a workplace safety violation. Looks like a fight.
It's really good stuff.